Um, as we have the third person coming in. Um, yeah. So it's Millie, I think. Yeah, Millie. I'll make sure I get the name right. Um. Oh, I even spelled it wrong. All right. So this is also a yes, which is great. Now, to be honest, it's like harder than the last one, but okay, definitely extrovert. I mean, like extrovert and energy, really sweet. Kind of like very kind of like a high end energy. So it was fun with her. She's Australian. So yeah, well, seems to be very experienced and sweet to be around, I believe. Um, yeah. Um, this person, wow, make up a lot and dress very sexy, I believe so. Like, yeah, I would say it was a May. Um, Also, I believe that she is yeah, I mean, she might be a bit insecurity, but she also has. I think she is really, yeah, would be. I would say would be like forgiving. That would be. I think the reason why it's a yes is because of like, because from what I know is that it's like she was really like it at first, but deflated the attraction, and it just like the payment for the drink. Um, I was yeah, like I would say like this one is like we yeah, I think I do come in prepare, but not as good. But the thing is, she does not um notice it that much. Like I think she doesn't. I mean, she did say that she didn't. It wasn't really affect her attraction towards it. So it's kind of like yeah. And I would say in here, yeah, I definitely say that we. I think there's one more point I want to put in here, which is that we are lack of the clarity in terms of relationship role, um, who pay for dates and stuff like because I think this is a really important things that we need to talk about. Mm, yeah. So yeah, so that's what I'm believing. Um, Definitely this one, like I would say that there's a quite a number of leadership. Um, Even although a number of them is just like it's just lucky. Because I think I'd recommend her drink. I mean, I just kind of like come in, talk to the person, and then yeah, okay, that drink, and it was like, yep. So I mean, we was lucky there. So like, recommend her a, the drink. Um, Also maybe like yeah, take charge of leading action. So definitely, um, I was like yeah, even though we still a bit of love bombing. I was like, yeah, maybe a bit clinch here. Definitely need to work on that. Like, I think, yeah. Um, Definitely, I feel like yep. Yeah, app definitely flirting. Well, I guess I get better. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So also here, I think the chivalry's actions did quite a number of work. Mm. So yep, definitely that actually um okay. And I would say yep. So whew, I think um yeah that's pretty much the main one that I learned from that day. Like it was like even though I thought that it wasn't go well, it did go well in her brain. Like she was like, oh yeah. I think yeah, something I learned is that having yeah the lesson to learn is like um having the clarity of the relationship and role and yeah also leadership. Like I would say that the majority of the work is in terms of the listening. I think the listening is like, yep, it's okay. To be honest, I don't think, yep, but like, yeah, okay, yeah, still need working with eye contact. So, so there will be two major change I want to work on, and the first one is basically I'm not gonna tease based on their content anymore because it's a little bit harder to go with. Um, so I think what I want to do is actually focus more on my content of flirting, like and teasing. Like, yeah. So we'll focus more on my content and then trying to find something that about them that relates to me, rather than like trying to actually look at their one and then give them a tease. You know, it's just I would say that it might work, but it doesn't. I mean it requires a lot of thinking in terms of coming up with a good one. Consider that it might not be a good match because you and them don't have anything in common. So, which is something I want to focus on, the flirting content, and potentially I will go with that. But the main thing because I've been with a couple of dates so far, and what I believe is the eye contact. I want to work on that. Like when I'm talking, make sure to keep the eye contact rather than like having contact away. And also, so I think I had the exercise with, and it would be like, let's say, ask a question and I would need to think. I'm gonna try look into the camera, or let's say imagine the camera is the eye and then we'll work on that. So I think that's gonna be fairly important to work on. Yeah, so I guess that's kind of the idea. Um, there's something interesting, right? She was like, this one I remember from the day was like, okay, she was like, oh yeah, I give him an intense eye contact and he stumbled. Well, I mean, it's good because you're nervous, and I think that makes them like it more. I would say potentially if we do it better, we would just like try to slow it down. Like, I mean, you still stumble, but you just slow it down. So I think that's gonna be my focus on next. So yeah, basically that's something I would focus on. So obviously I'm gonna start doing the exercise, making the exercise up. I'm start gonna train on them, and let's see how it goes. I think I'm getting a little bit slack off of this week, which I should not. Even though like this is only my second one, so I will get more work on my practice definitely. Um, and see how things go. But yeah, this is for the journal. So if we compare, like, I would say that if we compare from the first one, and the third one, because this has a lot to do with the situation, all right? Um, so I can obviously say yes, no, yes, yes. So that was good. Like we start to find a pan. Um, Now this seem very similar. Um, Potentially similar as well. That we had some, like, so basically the first one and the third one are very similar. Like they are quite similar. Mm, and I would say that it's just the first one you made too many mistakes. While the third one, I mean, I'm kind of like, yes, I did something good and something bad. Like, so basically, it's more like, okay, you don't need to do everything correctly. Um, yeah. So, so what I noticed, the really hard change is actually the chivalry and the leadership. Like, absolute, and I think another point is preparation. Um, to be honest, because the third one it wasn't good preparation. Uh, I mean, wasn't as good as I thought, to be honest. Yeah, and in 3 days, I'm always nervous in the first, like, first instant when meeting them. So it's like, yeah. But anyway, what I mean is, yeah, I would say that if I do the first one again, with all the things that I know now, it's definitely gonna be maybe a yes too. But we don't have that chance anymore, and I think that failure is a good learning. I guess like the main thing about failure, I mean, it's not really about failure, right? It's all about um, what you learn from it, and I think, yeah, I guess I was getting to this stage of, yep. So it's really, it comes down to leadership. Definitely, like, if you need to talk about, like, love situation, do it. Actually get to know them, like, um yeah, because I do remember, right, the second one with Judy. What I did was I just asked, okay, if we hang out together, where will we go? Like, it's more like, yes, start building the picture of us together. And I think it's a really clinch one, but it's not working. And the third one, I asked exactly the same thing, and like, we start flirting from that move. Like, of course, with Junie, it wasn't much of a flirting at that stage, even though, yes, we do still flirt. Um, yeah, definitely with Millie, I think, of course, because she's flirtier, which is quite interesting, right? Yeah, so this will be fun. I think this will be fun to think about, and yeah, like, yeah, I wonder what would happen if we do that to the first in the first one. So yeah, well, I mean, but it's okay. The next one coming up, and let's find out. Um, yeah. So these things need to practice. We'll practice, and let's see how things go. Have a feeling that it's gonna train us to be fairly ready. So yeah, that's it. Well, thanks for looking at me on my journal. Hopefully one day this will help you. Maybe one day you guys can have your own journal and start to see how things go. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.